don't care if you were waiting on that live action adaptation all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, the Duty Buddies, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dank shit. On my left, your boy Blue.
This generation would never feel the experience of lighting a lighter at a concert. Now they just use their cell phones.
That is true. Even the smokers.
Mm-hmm.
On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choking people out on the threes and fours.
I'm just saying, if the NAACP tells me not to go somewhere as a black person, I'm probably going to listen now.
That is important. We got a trifecta here.
Hold on, real quick. Blue changed his shirt. How dare you?
You never realized I changed it?
Well, just when you just came back, we were wearing the same shirt earlier.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
I think no old ninja today, although he may just crash through like the Kool-Aid Man at some point. But
he said he has a family function, which is understandable.
Oh, today? Okay.
Yeah.
So never mind.
You know what's funny about the whole shirt thing is that's not the first time that's happened where we end up wearing the same shirt.
It's almost like we grew up together.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. But we back up in this motherfucker. What kind of stats you want to start us off with, Kronos?
I will start off with let's see. I will start off with the listener of the week, and that would be I'm stalling for fucking time right now. All right, listener of the week would be
Joe Mama.
Let's Go website. All right, come on. Let's do the thing.
Website and Joe Daddy.
Updating. I don't know why. It should have been. Okay, there's a problem with SoundCloud. I don't fucking know. So, thank you, SoundCloud. I have no idea. And first in the chat is I have nobody yet, but I know some people are watching. These guys type something, anything.
Let us know who's in there, and obviously let us know if you're having any problems with audio or visuals or anything like that. But we're going to keep it moving.
But I can give the RIPs real quick. At least some of them.
I only know one or two.
Okay, well, I don't know the ones that Old Ninja put on here.
I don't know these people either.
Okay, nobody ever knows the ones that Old Ninja puts on there, but that's all right.
I only know two, and one is super important, or I guess they're both kind of important.
I think that Old Ninja might be part of SAG-AFTRA, and he's just like, he's trying to get in there a little better.
I'm trying to. I think I.
All right.
Well, I know. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, the RPs I wanted to give were not probably on the list. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the Maui Fires, yeah. And Magoo, I know that one too.
I think this list is old. I think it's from previous because Angus Cloud is the guy from a movie, that show with the chick from Oakland. I can't think of the name. He is from Euphoria, and I think he died like a while ago, back in July. He passed away. But yeah, I think the list. I think the list is outdated.
That's fine. Shout out to Warrior Fellow. He's the first in the chat. Thank you very much. So the RIPs that I wanted to talk about was my intro, because there was another mass shooting in Jacksonville that was definitely racially motivated. So when people talk about, I've never seen a white supremacist before. Well, there was one in Jacksonville, and he killed 3 black people in a Dollar General store. And there's no doubt because he left behind a manifesto, and there were swastikas drawn on his fucking AR-15, and he was yelling out racist slurs as he went on his killing spree. So, RIP to Angela Michelle Carr, who was 52, who was killed by this madman. RIP to Enolt Joseph AJ Laguerre Jr., who was 19, and Gerald Deshawn Gallion, who was 29 years old, all murdered by a white supremacist mass murderer. So fuck that guy.
Yeah, definitely fuck him. He killed him. He killed himself. And we just need to be very, very clear that the people were killed for doing nothing but being black and going shopping that day. There was no way of trying to blame the victims in any sort, or maybe this was any other reason. Nope, they were just black and going to a store. Nothing more than that. And as Kronos mentioned in his intro, the NAACP sure did earlier this year issue a travel warning for Black people, both living and visiting the state of Florida. And they did it for good reason. And of course, the governor and a whole lot of politicians in that state were, fake outraged about it. But this was something that, in a lot of ways, was predicted. And this anti-Black terrorist piece of shit just decided to kill innocent people. It fucking sucks. It's tragic, and I just, I don't even know what else to say because we've done this before. We did this shit with Buffalo as well.
Yeah,
it's like
go ahead.
That one guy who, I mean, because the story sounds like rinse and repeat. Because I mean, there was the guy that had the AK.
AR.
He had some gun. Yeah, and he had like a camera mounted to it, so he was like recording him killing people, and like literally on his gun it had like swastika and this and that on there. So like it was clearly this guy was targeting first Black folks, but then like just going on a fucking killing spree.
Yeah, it was insane, and of course we'll go through the same rinse and repeat. The gun's not the problem; it's the person. But he was another person who literally went. He was on a 48-hour psychiatric hold earlier in his life. I think when he was 16 years old, and he was still allowed to buy weapons, firearms.
Yep.
And it's like people don't want to talk about this. Is where the Second Amendment folks lost me. I used to be one of those Second Amendment. Go back to the little fucking podcast where I was like, people should be allowed to buy firearms. Yes, but when you have people that are legally allowed to buy these firearms, that are going off and doing these horrific acts of violence, and in the past they had mental health issues that are documented, and they can still get these firearms. This is a major problem, and for me, you lost the argument with that. Like, you can't say just leave it the way that it is when you keep having the same fucking thing happen. People that are legally able to buy firearms when they have a documented mental health issue without resolving it at all. And it happens again. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah. I was just going to say, you're right. And I want to be really clear and careful on this. Not anywhere close to all, not even the majority of people with mental health issues are shooting innocent people, innocent Black people shopping in a dollar store. I want to be really, really clear on that. There are some who are violent and mentally ill with a specific type of mental illness. And I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. But when there's a well-documented series of folks raising all kinds of red flags about your stability and your level of violence, then yeah, you need to take that seriously. I think that there's a world of difference between that and, let's say, someone who has just a need for some mild therapy in their life, just to help with some coping things that they've been through. I think there's a whole spectrum on that. I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole necessarily, but I'm also just trying to stress that it's okay to have some mental health problems, and you having mental health problems does not put you in that same bucket as this fucking maniac.
No, yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I mean it doesn't. But yeah, I mean obviously he had some red flags, and I think that even if people with mental health issues, I think you should probably have. I don't want to say with every mental issue, but with like a lot of them, there should be extra steps. Yeah, and I'm saying that from somebody that has mental health issues. So there should be extra steps for me to own a firearm in America.
Yeah.
So and I don't think that should even be considered controversial. I would also like I want to point out something about the governor Ron DeSantis on the fucking, just like the booing that he got when he tried to stand up in front of a bunch of the Black community and try to give his bullshit condolences about this, when he literally is part of the goddamn problem. Underneath Ron DeSantis's current propaganda, you would not even be able to in the future even talk about this mass shooting that just happened because it was racially motivated. You would just bury it, and that's under his propaganda. He also does not want to have any sorts of changes to our current gun laws that could have prevented this from happening. So for this fucking asshole to go out there and try to give his, crocodile tears and fake fucking platitudes in front of a grieving community, and talking about how he abhors white supremacy. How the fuck can people even learn about white supremacy historically when you're literally banning it in the fucking Florida school systems in their books? Like, how are they going to learn about it?
My favorite one, and it's literally laughable, but it's also sad, is where they have this little cartoon with Frederick Douglass saying, "Well, children, slavery, the founding fathers had to basically make a compromise, and slavery was decently okay. I'm not completely okay with it, but it's all right because we had to make America." And it's just nothing that anything close to what Frederick Douglass wrote or said or stood for or anything close to that shit.
That's PragerU, by the way.
Yeah,
and that's going to be taught in Florida schools.
Yeah,
in their cartoons. They're legit cartoons for PragerU.
Yeah, there's one with Columbus. There's one with Columbus too, and he's saying all kind of craziness of like, "Don't judge me by your standards in your time." Well, you can judge him by the standards of that time period, and he was still a rapist, a genocidal maniac. Like murdering people and raping people was never like the hot shit,
I mean,
even in 1490s.
Yeah, I mean, even going back before, you can go to biblical days, which is before current time. Yeah, it's always been like it's always been kind of poo-pooed. Don't rape and fucking kill people.
Yeah, right.
It's like this is nothing fucking new. This is not some new moral standard. That's the way it's always fucking been.
Look at it this way: if Columbus was at home in his home country, he wouldn't be raping any random women that was just walking down the street. So clearly, like, he knows it's a bad thing. So he went to this foreign land with foreign people and just did that there.
Yep, sure did. Wiped out a whole bunch. Yeah, I mean, this stuff it should piss a lot of people off. It's a fucking another tragedy. Obviously, we didn't mention it, but Florida's going through some shit right now also with the latest Category 3, at one point a Category 4 hurricane dropping through that Gulf area. So we'll see.
It's one of those things where I talked about, I don't know if it was on the podcast, but the waters near Florida right now are like above 100 degrees. The fucking water in the ocean is above 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
God damn.
Like, that's fucking crazy. So, and that's just basically fuel for hurricanes and shit. So, good luck, Florida. I hope that everybody can stay safe there. But y'all are in for some shit. And this is just the first one.
Yep.
We had a hurricane in fucking California. Well, it wasn't really a hurricane in California. We had a tropical storm in California. But it's like the first time anything like hurricane adjacent has hit California in like 80 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. With the whole storm they hit, like I saw there's a YouTuber / actress / TikToker /
it's a lot of slash
Musically. she Liza Koshy, like she's from Houston, and she made a video talk about how like she's used to storms and stuff like that. And so she lives in California now, and she was like, "Oh yeah, when the storm hit, like I was all fine about it, but it was an earthquake that scared the shit out of her." Because she never experienced an earthquake before. Because we had it was a hurricane, and then it was a fucking earthquake that hit at the same time. So
even like,
I thought that shit was hilarious.
You can be fine with like storms and like hurricanes and shit in like Texas or like the South, but you have to remember there's different building codes where you fucking live. So the building codes for California are basically built to withstand earthquakes. They're not built to withstand fucking hurricanes. Case in point, you don't see hardly any goddamn brick buildings that are real brick buildings in California.
Correct.
You'll see a shitload of them in the South because they're not fucking safe in California because they'll just fucking crumble in an earthquake. But in a hurricane, you'd be okay. You'd be sort of okay.
Yeah, it's crazy because I remember when I went to Chicago for the first time, and I was like, holy shit, like every building in here is made of fucking bricks. Like architecturally, it looked fucking cool, but for me, I was like, this motherfucker's going to come down if an earthquake ever hit.
Yeah.
And, the other weird fucking thing, obviously we associate California with earthquakes and whatnot, but there's been, like, in our country's history, some fucking big ones in the Midwest, too. Like, there are some fault lines that run through parts of the country. It's just more rare, it seems. But yeah, we certainly had a fucking earthquake in Southern California on the same day we had a tropical storm. And I will say this: when it hit Baja, so in the Mexico part, it was still still a hurricane, like Category 1 or almost 2. So it certainly did some fucking damage. There's going to be, Kronos is right. There's going to be a whole bunch of them back to back to fucking back. And there's shit going on all over the world. Maui's still, recovering. It is what it is.
It's weird to me that they kept calling it a hurricane, but I could have sworn that it was like, when it's in the Pacific Ocean, it's supposed to be a typhoon, and then when it's in the Atlantic Ocean, it's supposed to be a hurricane. That's what I thought. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up. I thought maybe it was based on the category of how fast the winds are, but who knows? If you look it up, fact check us.
Okay, he said in the North Atlantic and North Pacific Oceans, the term hurricane is used, whereas Northwest Pacific. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be fucking called typhoon. Northwest Pacific Ocean, they're called typhoons.
Where are we? Are we Northwest?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what really confused me.
I think it determines what form of water it comes from. So either it comes from the Pacific or it comes from the Gulf.
Oh, now I'm looking at a different thing, and it says, okay, on the east side. Okay, I guess from the American Red Cross, apparently, if you're on the east Pacific Ocean, it's typhoon. But if you're on the west north part Pacific Ocean, it's called a hurricane. I just never heard that before. Yeah, that's weird.
The one shit that came up during the hurricane here in California, which I totally fucking forgot about, was the drink hurricane. The drink hurricane.
Yeah.
There's a video I saw that somebody said, like, ain't nobody in California about a hurricane. We've been drinking hurricanes forever. Just they start playing the song Hurricane. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that song.
Hurricane. Which is funny because hurricanes are it's not even a California thing. It's some shit from the South, really. I associate that with Louisiana. I'm just saying.
Yeah, hand grenades.
What's in a hurricane drink?
Yeah. Bourbon Street.
Wait, so is Hurricane a South drink? I always associate that song with E40.
It's E40's song, but for me, it's a Southern drink.
Yeah,
New Orleans especially.
For sure.
So to make a hurricane, hopefully Clay the bartender is in the chat because he would probably make sure I'm saying this right.
I gotta grab his book.
It's one part dark rum, one part white rum, half part over pured rum, then a splash of passion fruit and a twist of lime.
There you go.
Lemon juice.
Gets you drunk.
And it'll get you drunk.
Yes.
But we did have two other RIPs to go over. The first one is Arlene Sorkin. And if you don't know who she is the voice of this lady right here, Harley Quinn. She gave this character her iconic voice that's carried on for generations or decades. Fun fact is she did a skit on what's the name of that show? Days of Her Life. There's a dream sequence where she was a Quinzel, is that what it's called? The Joker character for like medieval times. It's called a Quinzel, right?
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Call her Harley Quinn? Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, her character is dressed up and she's doing the voice, and basically the creators of Batman the Animated Series like that so much that they asked her to come in and do the voice of their new character.
You mean a jester?
Not a jester, the female version of a jester is called I believe it's called the Harley Quinn.
Okay.
I'll double check it a little bit.
Yeah, fact check.
But so after her role on doing that, they cast her for Harley Quinn on the Batman Animated Series. And another little fun fact that Harley Quinn originated in Batman the Animated Series before she actually came over to the comics. So this lady literally created Harley Quinn, which is pretty dope. But she's also known for other work. She did actually not that much stuff. Like her resume is pretty short, but she was on Days of Our Life for like the longest time. She voiced Harley Quinn in multiple Batman games.
Hold on, I got to rewind just a little bit. I'm pretty sure people that heard what you said are going to be really mad when they know the name of this character. So it's a Harlequin, is what you're talking about.
Harlequin, that's what it is.
And that's a traditional pantomime character that is masked and dressed in a diamond pattern costume. And so her name is a play on a Harlequin.
There you go.
You are correct. I couldn't remember what exactly what the name was called. So it sounds very close to it.
It's also a mute character. So yeah.
But yeah, so she passed away on August 24th at the age of 67. R.I.P. to her. So far, the girl from Big Bang, she does the voice of Harley Quinn for the Harley Quinn show on HBO Max, and she does a really good job. She does a really decent job for Harley Quinn, and I think she's actually killing it.
Great.
Actually, Arlie Sorkin, she was married to Christopher Lloyd, and it's not the Christopher Lloyd that you think. It's a writer producer who every time there's I think he produced what was it? I think he did Tiny Toons. He did the Golden Girls, Wings, Frasier, Back to You, and Modern Family. So on Modern Family, at the end, it'll say like Christopher Lloyd. I always thought it was Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future, but no, it's a total different Christopher Lloyd.
Nice.
The next RIP is going out to Mr. Come On Down, Mr. Bob Barker, who passed away at the age of 99. Sky, if you were sick in the 80s or 90s, you pretty much watched his show.
Nobody gets that joke right now.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get that joke.
Well,
but he was.
But no young folks would.
Yeah, he was the host of The Price is Right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and he did that show for years. I don't have all the full details. I'm basing off of memory right now. But yeah, he passed away on August 26th at the age of 99 in his home in Los Angeles. His wife actually passed away back in 1981.
Damn.
Holy shit. He never remarried.
But you know what though? The Price is Right used to have some baddies on there. So remember the fine woman from Friday where they were like, "Hey, Miss Parker." She was a former Price is Right girl.
Wasn't Vanna White on there too? I'm pretty sure she was.
She probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to be.
I'm pretty sure she was.
You had to be somebody. You had to be bad to be on the Price is Right.
Now it's just like, it's the commoners.
Oh, really? Oh,
I mean,
in terms of I haven't watched it in years. Damn it.
Oh yeah, so Vanna White was on Price is Right.
Yeah.
In 1980.
See, and then
he.
Go ahead.
He won like a couple of daytime Emmys for hosting The Price is Right. Looks like he won 14 times and 4 times for the outstanding game show category. So outstanding game show for being the host and also for winning for he presented at the 1999 daytime Emmys Awards.
Dude, everybody loved him. He was obviously in Happy Gilmore and a whole bunch of other stuff.
I was gonna say Gilmore didn't like him, but yeah.
Yeah.
Telling you
it's wrong, bitch.
Telling you to spay or neuter your pets and shit at the end. I was on that show back in '97. I didn't get called down for the showcase, but man, that shit.
They were like, "Sir, we can see that you're obviously black." So
exactly.
It was also funny. Bob Barker was also on How I Met Your Mother. Barney Stinson's character was led to believe that Bob Barker was his dad, and so he like tried to get on the show, and like he watched the show so much that he knew the price for all the categories. Which it turns out there's actually like a math equation. Some guy, I think there was a documentary on Netflix that talked about it, where some guy figured out like basically the price of all the showcases, and he went on there like 3 times and won each time he was on there.
Yeah, you can get kicked off for that too, or banned from the show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a great show. I will say this though, and I mean this with all the shade possible. Once Bob Barker left, a whole lot of fucking fans did not support Drew Carey and whoever else. Like, it felt like Price is Right was synonymous with fucking Bob Barker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a lot of folks. So,
but I've watched it recently, and I was gonna say Drew Hill. Drew Hill's doing a good job.
Drew Hill, Cisco, Unleash the Dragon. Thong song.
But no, like I watched it a few times. And at first, when I first watched it, I was like, whoa, Drew Carey lost hella weight. Like he was skinny and all that stuff. But like, yeah, I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Did you guys know that Drew Carey is a Marine?
I did not know that.
Was he really?
He is legit Marine. Yeah.
Mm.
I forget his MOS, but yeah, he was a Marine.
All right. And then we got one more on the list. This one, of course, I don't have all the fucking details. I'm not like Old Ninja, but Magoo, who was with Timberland and Magoo back in those late 90s, early 2000s, with that whole crew, with not just Timberland, but Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, Aaliyah, Genuada. I mean, they were doing all kinds. I mean, it was hit after hit after hit. And then, of course, Aaliyah died in that plane crash in 2001, like a month or so before 9/11. And we just hadn't seen Magoo after that very often. You know, we saw his producing and stuff, but I always wondered what happened to him. And he passed at a young age. I think he was only 50, right?
Yeah, I think so. All I know is I remember like one of their first big song when it was Timberland and Magoo, Clock Strikes. God damn, that shit was a banger. They took the fucking
Knight Rider
theme song and just made it into this fucking beat. And man, it was so fucking dope. I need to go back and listen to that all their shit again. Because it was so good.
I had the single for Clock Strike, and on the single it had like the original song, it had like the club remix. But then it just had the fucking instrumental, and I would blast out of my car, all the fucking everywhere I went, just because it was just a dope ass beat with fucking Knight Rider sound on top of it. Like, and just this was like I think it came out in like 97, 98 ish. So like
97,
fresh with the license and stuff. Got my own car, man, and gas is cheap. It was
the gas was still like
wild times, man. Wow, it was. I think it was. Let me see. I think gas was way cheap. I think it was like at least 99 cents, maybe $1 something.
97. No, it definitely was not. It was like definitely over $1.
Yeah, for California.
Yeah.
There were. I remember because I went to Georgia in fall of '98, and there was definitely gas for like 80 something cents, 70 cents, and I was like, "What the fuck? Where am I living?"
So here on the
was another good one too.
On Los Angeles Almanac, it says gas prices in 1997 was $1.25.
There you go.
In January, and then October it was at $1.44.
There you go.
Yeah, man, man. I remember asking my mom for like $10, $15 to put gas in my car. I thought you needed. Now you need, Mom, can I get a loan?
It's $100 to fill my more than $100 to fill up my tank. Yep. So way more.
It is what it is. But shout out to Magoo. He definitely had left his mark, and I don't know how he passed, but man, that group of talented individuals. There was this, I don't know I guess the Timberland group, you know, Timberland Missy group or whatever. They were all from, I think, the Virginia area, except for obviously Aaliyah. Yeah, they just brought it. They were fun with their hip hop, and their videos were always fucking lively and bright colors and crazy ass clothes and shit. It was good times, man.
What was their group called? I'm trying to like remember because it was like a whole. So I think Timberland is like one of the most underrated producers like of all time.
Yeah,
especially like beat makers. Timberland is who made Justin Timberlake's career, as far as I'm concerned.
Basically,
people were like, "Oh, he was in NSYNC." Yeah, but he was just like some guy in NSYNC. Like once he got with Timberland, man, then he started making some actual real records that people wanted to listen to. Besides, young white girls. So it's funny. So I'm looking through like the first album of Timberland and Magoo called "Welcome to Our World," and the writers. There's some person named Mosley on here that wrote like most of the songs, and I have no fucking idea who this person is. There's not even a link in Wikipedia for this person.
Yeah.
It's you won't believe who Mosley is.
Who?
Mosley is Timbaland's name.
Oh wow.
Is it Seth Mosley?
His name is Timothy Zachary Mosley.
Oh. Yeah, that's weird.
That's why you don't recognize his name. Okay. I like there's the first song Beep Beep has his name on there, like it's the link for his name.
Oh,
but yeah, it's Timbaland.
Yeah.
So this guy, he wrote his full fucking album.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he's such a fucking prolific producer and beat maker, and I put him up there pretty close to Dre, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean that's high praise. There's no walking that back. He was fucking special, man. My favorite is when he did that one Aaliyah. He did this one Aaliyah song, and he put a fucking baby crying in the song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how does this fucking work? But it works.
He also put in like the creaking of like a bed in like one of the songs, like what was that? Was fucking who was that guy? He gained a bunch of weight. I forget his fucking name.
Busta Rhymes.
No. Busta Rhymes. Yes, he gained weight, but it was Genuine.
Oh yeah. That's right. He was part of that crew too. It was Genuine, Tim, Magoo, Aaliyah, and Nelly Furtado. Potato.
Yeah. No, Furtado. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. And now she's like super thick.
Dude, I saw her recently too. Like I looked at one of her pictures. I was like, damn. You know who else got really thick? I mean, she was thick in the past. Maya and also Ashanti.
Yeah.
Ashanti. Yeah. Bottom.
Ashanti still looks really good. You know.
Yeah, she does.
So I will never hate on that woman.
But I heard that Tim and Timberlake are supposed to drop an album. Like they're supposed to be collaborating again.
I heard that too, and there was somebody else too that was like kind of like an older artist that are going to drop something major soon too. Which is, I mean, it's good for like those older.
I mean, I'd be willing to give it a listen or whatever. His the beats with Timbaland were always good, but I will say this: I remember when Justin Timberlake was at like the height of his fucking powers, doing Facebook movies and all that other bullshit. I have always liked Usher more, but it was kind of hard.
Timberlake,
like Timberlake.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess especially for us, I didn't really appreciate Justin Timberlake like really at all until like after I was like dating Kay for a while, and then I heard like some of his music, but it was like his later music. I don't really know much of Usher's like recent music, or even like because he kind of like didn't make music that I listened to for like a while. Like, he made music for me. Usher was like the late '90s through like the late 2000s, and then for me, it was just kind of gone for a while.
Yeah.
And then that's when like I've heard like more of the like what was that album from Justin Timberlake, the 2020 Experience or something like that?
Yeah.
That was a really good album. That was the one that had fucking the Jay-Z song on. A bunch of other
yeah.
I also saw him live with Kay, so yeah.
Seeing someone live always, not always, but usually it helps. You get to see kind of visually what they kind of represent, and how they perform.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Again. I'm just saying.
Of all the concerts I went to, probably one of the boringest concert I ever went to was The Weeknd. Vocally, he was great, but like there wasn't much happening on the stage. Like I was like, I was underwhelmed. But then again, there's some shit happening in the crowd that kind of kept getting my eye. But I just wasn't really impressed. But I am excited to say that I'm going to see Janet Jackson pretty soon.
Oh, Miss Jackson,
Miss Nasty.
Yeah. I'm glad she's still doing her thing. I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I feel like Justin Timberlake adversely impacted her fucking career too.
Needs to be said. That needs to be said. I mean, I don't. So this is the problem. Well, it's not really a problem. No matter how that was supposed to go down, Justin Timberlake definitely got way less consequences than Janet Jackson did.
Oh yeah, he got a fucking ass.
Yeah, his career blew up, and she went into the upside down. And she's always been an excellent artist ever since like the Rhythm Nation days.
Which is
but honestly
wild to me. Which is wild to me though, because it's like, well, she's the one that got her clothing removed. You know what I mean? Like she's the one that was.
Yeah,
but she was America.
She was victim.
Yeah, this is America though.
Yeah.
But then again, like what it comes down to, it comes down to the fucking studios being assholes. Like they like the NFL and MTV or whatever, all the producers, everybody like blacklisted her. Like it's they could have just say like, oh, okay, it was a wardrobe malfunction or it was planned, whatever. Okay, but you're still making music, you're still making money. Let's just keep it fucking rolling.
Well, I hope that someday that Justin Timberlake makes it right. Well, yeah, actually, he's kind of past the point.
Yep.
At this point, he'd have to do like a lot of apologies.
Yeah.
But what he should do at some point is like do an album with her, or like, you know, do a tour with her or something like that to like help her out from like all the shit that went her way during that. Because yeah, she was literally blackballed, and that's like not even arguable. Because she was like one of the biggest artists up until that point, and that's not arguable.
Yeah. I mean, she's still fucking huge. It just it took a hit.
I mean, she's huge to us, but I mean, like after that Super Bowl, like there's like a whole. I would guarantee you that like what are they, millennials? Mm-hmm. Millennials probably have no idea who the fuck Janet Jackson even is. They probably never heard any of her fucking songs.
Damn.
You know, my daughter definitely hasn't.
Yeah, that's fucking too bad. She's got a deep ass catalog too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's funny. This is kind of like segueing into like blackballing people in the music industry. Do you guys know who R.A. the Rugged Man is?
I don't think I do.
No,
I had no idea about this dude until like recently. I'm gonna give a quick fucking PSA. This dude his music is misogynistic, but you know, so is
what's his name again?
R.A. the Rugged Man. And he's a guy like back in like the 90s. He's a white rapper who was like sort of blowing up around like the Biggie days. And then like he did some shit when he was like in his teenage years that made him blackballed until like basically today he's still kind of blackballed. But I heard one of his songs on like a suggestion from like Amazon Music, and it was called like All Systems Go. And he's kind of like in the song he was like a chopper rapper. And I was like, this dude's like a really good lyricist. Why have I never heard this dude before? And it's because he got blackballed, like legit blackballed in like the late 90s. And like the Wu-Tang Clan all knows about him, and like now he's getting like collaborations now with like famous artists, but like for like a solid like 30 years, this dude was just like totally blackballed. But he's actually a really good lyricist. And I was just like, damn. But it's also, like I said, misogyny, fucking sexism, and all that shit. But he talks about shit like that, like kind of honestly. And so yeah, if you get a chance, like listen to All Systems Go, and there's a couple other songs that are pretty good on like his latest album. And I was just like really surprised, like hear like a new artist that I was just like, huh, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah, not that new though. Like,
no, it's not that new. It's just new to me because you know y'all know me. Like I don't listen to like a lot of rap nowadays. I'm trying to, and that caught my ear because when I was going up to my buddy's retirement in my fucking I had a Dodge Challenger SRT. And I was driving up there and I was just like, let me just put my shit on fucking. I listened to like some rap song. And I was just like, let's just do the suggestions. Okay. And then I was like, there was like so many songs just like, and Amazon got me. So yeah.
Oh man, it's kind of interesting finding new music in the digital era where some fucking algorithm can recommend some shit where it used to be your fucking friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's I like it though. You know, it's why I like to. I don't mind paying for like my Amazon subscriptions for music and shit like that if they can suggest me music that I like that I never heard before. I would much rather. I still miss my fucking Zune. Sorry, I just gotta keep it.
You and two people. You and two people on the planet.
My Zune HD. My Zune HD was a shit. And then some fucking crackhead stole it from my fucking car.
You and fucking. Oh God, I forgot the guy's name. What's the owner of Microsoft? Or previous owner, or last owner?
Oh, Steve Ballmer.
Bill Gates. You and Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Yes, you and Bill Gates are the only one fucking still rocking your Zoom. Or I guess what's the name has one in Guardians of the Galaxy? Star Lord.
Oh, does he? I didn't watch the latest movie.
Oh shit! Spoiler
alert. There's no spoiler at this point.
There is not. This movie came out. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and
it's been on Disney Plus for like 2 months.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, I haven't checked that one out yet. No, maybe at some point because there's supposed to be a long weekend coming up.
Oh yeah, this weekend.
Labor Day. I can't believe it's already fucking September and shit.
We got plans on Labor Day. I'm just waiting for the fucking weather to cool the fuck down. Even though actually I can't even fucking complain because it's like it's not as hot as like other places, you know.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
the 80s. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, it was 92 up here in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the other thing too. It's still technically summer all the way until September 21st. So,
fine.
You know, it is what it is. But there are places that are like a fucking 116 plus.
Yeah, like Phoenix was like over 100 degrees for like forever. I think it's still over 100 degrees like right fucking now. It's like, sorry, and everybody's moving there because it's cheap. Well, it's cheap for a reason because it's a fucking desert. All right. So
the shit that got me, I saw some fucking TikTok. I don't know if it was bullshit or not, but I choose to believe a fucking street sign melted on that shit, and I was like, God damn.
Bruh. And I see like videos of like cars, tires, fucking melted, dashboards are melted and shit from the heat.
Well, we are not designed to like live. Well, I don't want to say we. I think if you have melanated skin, you can technically live in that sorts of weather, and not die immediately. But if you're fucking white, like if you're European, like good fucking luck. Like you're having like a fucking bad day. Like you're having a bad life. Like the sun is trying to kill you. The heat from the sun is trying to kill you. Like indirectly, everything on this earth, if you're there, is trying to kill you, and you moved there because it was cheaper. So yeah.
Don't forget the fucking scorpions and diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Everything's trying to fucking kill you. Well, it's crazy. It makes me think of there was like something I saw about like the human body, how like temperature wise, like 70, like high 70, 80 degrees is like a comfortable temperature to be in. Yet like your internal body temperature is like 90 degrees. But like if you were to drink like a warm drink, like 100, 110, it's like 110, 120 is like a good temperature for something hot for you to drink, like your soup or whatever. But then, like, let your internal body temperature get up to that high, you're fucking dead. Let it drop to 70 degrees, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, we're really temperamental. So
yeah,
people don't get it.
Yeah, the other thing is like people don't respond very well for being way, way above sea level until you get acclimated to that shit.
Yeah,
or you
true.
know, down in a fucking valley. Like there's a lot of places where most people don't fucking live. You know, it's just our bodies are really designed for it.
When I went to Mexico City, like it took me a while to get acclimated to the altitude, but there was like one point where we were riding in a taxi cab and I fucking just passed out, dude. Like we were just driving. I just
drunk?
No, I wasn't drunk. This was the middle of the day.
Oh shit!
Just because the temperature was like so hot and like there was like hell of like cars around, so like the pollution and shit just kind of got to me, and I just couldn't breathe anymore. I just passed out. I didn't wake back up until we got to the hotel room and Nancy woke me up.
God damn! I remember back when I was fat, I went to I was somewhere in Colorado, and I didn't realize this. This is when I realized I first got the inclination that I was fat, because I was walking around just like walking, and I was fucking losing my breath. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like I'd have to talk and then take a minute, and like, hold on, just give me a minute, and also a sandwich. Yeah.
Diet Coke.
That's your name of this episode. Yeah. Give me a minute and a sandwich.
The person who had a factory reset again today was Mitch McConnell. Y'all saw it though, right?
Oh yeah, man. Somebody needs to let this guy just retire. Because goddamn, that was sad. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, most people on the internet saw it when he just kind of froze at a podium, I don't know, a month or two ago. And then obviously it happened again today at a podium. Deer in headlights, can't talk, just, again, factory reset. But serious health conditions. I completely hear people in terms of saying things like, he's too old to serve in the Senate. I'm of two minds on this, though. Number one, unfortunately, the people of Kentucky keep electing this man. I feel like even if he was on hospice or 6 feet under, they'd still elect him for whatever reason, which is fucking bad.
We surprised here?
Yeah.
Sorry, if you're from Kentucky and if that offended you, you can stop listening if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, they've just done it on autopilot for 30 fucking years. And then secondly, I know people get all sensitive about whole quote unquote age discrimination. if you're healthy and have all of your faculties about you, and you're in your 80s or 90s, I don't have an issue with you. Nobody has an issue with you per se. It's when you don't have all of your abilities to function at a cognitive level, and you're in your 90s, and people know it.
Well, he's in his 80s, but also it's just like so. Let's be fair, because I don't want people to think that you're just some liberal fucks. Dianne Feinstein is the same fucking way. Like she cannot function. She cannot function without a handler. All right, and I think once you get to that point, like you need to move on. Like and you got to probably move on under the fucking dirt. Sorry, but also let's be real. Like you're old. And I think that the fact that you're trying to cling on at that age to power as long as you fucking can, you're wasting your fucking life. Like you should have retired like in your fucking 60s, and you're just fucking pushing it just to keep that power. But just stop, because there's somebody else that someone else could have replaced you a long fucking time ago, and that has more of a modern view, but you just want to cling to power.
You know where it really
with Mitch.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say with Mitch, like his handler was there, and it was she was like sitting right next to him and said like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and dude just didn't fucking hear her. Like he just totally just checked out for a second there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how long he's been in office.
Where it costs the whole country. I don't care how people feel about this. RBG, who I respect quite a bit, hung on until the very fucking end and should have retired as well.
And this actually goes back to Mitch McConnell, because when she fucking died, Mitch McConnell is the person that stopped. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I got to rewind. Mitch McConnell stopped President Obama from like electing another
justice.
Yeah, and then RBJ, she died. Yeah, she should have definitely retired. Like, wait, I don't know. Like, don't you guys want to fucking enjoy life? Like the end of your life?
Yeah.
Like I would not. I do not want to fucking keep working in my fucking 80s. Like, what the fuck? Is this unreasonable? Like, I think like once you're like approaching 70, like, come on, man. Like, you're done. Like, there's by any metric, you are not as good as you were when you were younger. You're not as good as you were when you were in your 30s. By any fucking metric. Anybody that tell you that in their fucking 70s or 80s, they're lying to you. You might be happier. Your cognitive functions are not as good. Your physical functions are not as good. And you might call me ageist, but I don't give a fuck, because when I get that old, I'll say the same fucking thing. Even I'm 44 right now. My body is not as good as it was when I was fucking 20. Neither is my brain. It's just not. That's not controversial.
No, it isn't. But again, the only thing I will say is there are some outliers. It's, people who just age with grace and do well.
We need to stop that though. The outliers thing. I can't stand it. It's the same. This outliers bullshit is when people say, "Oh well, there's no racism in America because Barack Obama got elected." Okay, well, all right, every single white person in the fucking world. Why aren't you all fucking Elon Musks?
No, yeah, I hear
like,
you. I'm not going down a rabbit hole per se with that. All I'm trying to say is, for me, if you are in your 80s and you do have your cognitive functions, still intact, I don't necessarily have a problem with you. Now, most people don't, though. It's when you don't. But here's the other thing, too. Let me just say it clearly. If you're in your 40s or 50s and you don't have it all together based on health or mental decline or whatever, then I'm okay. It's more about the health to me and your mental and physical strength and ability to handle things than I am about the number per se. Because I remember my great aunt lived to be 102, and she was still using a cell phone, still traveling, still doing a whole bunch of stuff past 95.
It's definitely possible, but it's just like it's just the odds of that being true are like it's so fucking low.
Yeah.
So then again, like these people are supposed to be like representing America, but like
they have an
you're the same age
job
as my great.
yeah.
You're the same age as my grandmother, and like she don't know how to use a fucking cell phone, so
Yeah.
it might be time for you to
But
leave office.
but
He was like president. What's his name? That's in there. Look, I'm getting old. I can't remember fucking our own president's name. Biden. Like he needs to retire.
I agree. Especially like I have with Biden. I didn't vote for the guy first of all, because he's problematic. Like if you look at like history of civil rights and especially when it comes to law enforcement, he is a huge issue. I think that he's done a lot to try and fix a lot of this shit. But he did a lot of harm to black and brown people during his, even as a Democrat, during his run as a senator and as vice president. But he's doing a lot to try to fix it. But also, still, he's like, he's kind of falling apart too. He's had some falls, and he's like one or two falls away from like Kamala Harris being president.
Yeah,
and that's somebody who I would never want to have president. Not because she's a mixed woman, but because she has terrible views. That goes back to her being was she a DA in San Francisco?
District attorney.
Yeah, district attorney of San Francisco. Like, and she has terrible fucking track record. Terrible fucking track record. And these are the things that we need to think about when we talk about, older people that have like these positions of high power. Is like who is behind them? Like who's the next person in line?
My thing is this. I think that yes, we want to point the finger at the people who decide to cling on to power and don't want to retire. I get all that. I do. I'm going to point the fucking finger at these dumbass fucking voters. These voters, every 4 to 6 years, even though this person is in their 70s, 80s, or 90s, continue to, not with the case of the Supreme Court justice, I get that, but continue to vote for them.
Well, okay, hold on. So let's get
into
it.
I got to put the blame on them too.
No, okay. So with Mitch McConnell, I can understand that. But when it comes to like Biden, most people they didn't have a choice. Like if you're on the left-leaning side, you had no choice as a voter. To vote for him. I mean, I still voted for who I wanted to vote for. I didn't vote for him. My person, but
two evils.
Yeah, well, what I will say is for the presidential election, absolutely right. It's going to be red or blue, and there's really nobody else that even has a chance of winning. I get all that. Prior to that, obviously, it depends on the state that you live in. There are the primaries as well, where you do have a wider choice selection. But really what I'm focusing on, not so much is about the presidential election, but more about the senators that get to stay in power for 30, 40 years.
The senators, yes. But, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, he was a senator for Kentucky, right?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I don't know what district he's in, but I'm pretty sure if I looked it up, it'd be like 80%, white people.
Yeah, but you, again, I'm going to point the finger at the people who said that whatever the last election was for the Senate for him, where he was up for re-election, they just continue to autopilot and keep selecting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess for Congress people, yeah, but I think for presidents, no, because like they shove the presidencies down our throat. Which is why I don't really give a shit, but I'll just say it. We need a fucking third party, and a fourth party, and a fucking fifth party. And every single person that wants to sit there and be like, oh, well, if you vote for third party, you're just going to blow up. Fuck that shit. You will never break the cycle in America of like this two-party system unless you have a serious third-party candidate actually break the fucking cycle. It started to happen with Ross Perot, and they got fucking scared. And now every single news organization is going to shove it down your throat of like, don't do this because you're going to fuck over the left or the right person. But if neither the left or the right person has your interest, then what are you supposed to do? Like seriously, this upcoming cycle, I'm not going to vote for Biden or whoever the fuck the next Republican candidate might be, because I don't agree with either of their policies. Biden has done a decent job, but on principle, I still cannot vote for that dude. I still can't because he has not reversed the fucking crime bill that he voted for in like the 80s and 90s. that still has 2.2 at least million people incarcerated in jail today that are mostly black and brown people. Like, I can't vote for that guy.
It's crazy that you mentioned how like earlier you said you didn't vote for Biden, and to me all I heard was you didn't vote. But like if you'd have said like I didn't vote for Biden, but I ended up voting for I know you voted for the Asian guy. What's his name?
Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang, which I voted for him too. Yeah, I voted for Andrew Yang too. But like that's how like that's usually all the media shows or like all you hear is about Republican and Democrats. And when it comes down to it, it's sad to say is we're America like we're trying to stop gang violence and stuff like that, but we're still living with gang violence because we're still either you're Democrat or you're Republican, which is either red or blue, so either Bloods or Crips. When it comes down to it,
yeah.
So America is its own fucking gang. You vote for your own gang member to be to control the state or the country basically, which is ridiculous. It should go back to high school where you just vote for the popular person.
The kids.
Yeah, or go back to American Idol. They got the perfect fucking system. They can count fucking 2 million votes in one fucking night.
They don't have the perfect system. You know that.
Well, I know they don't. I would have been on there, but at least their phone system somewhat works.
Yeah, but like way beforehand, like they're handpicking their candidates. Yeah, sorry, it's gonna get kind of loud again. Sorry, my AC is gonna turn on.
I don't really hear it.
All reality TV has some fakeness in it and some scripted television. We all know it.
Also, I don't know if y'all knew this. I learned about this today. But apparently there is a woman from the Real Housewives of fucking somewhere that is proposing. I don't watch that shit. Y'all know me. But she's proposing a union for reality TV stars. Good. And I'm like, good. Because that's going to really turn the screws on these corporations that are like, oh, okay, like there's a writer strike and an actor strike. We're just going to push more of the reality TV shows. But these reality TV stars, they don't get paid shit. They have to sign these ridiculous NDAs. They have to go through all this ridiculous bullshit. And so I think if they take away the reality TV from America, like that's almost a wrap on like American TV. Like you would have to just basically push. I don't know what you'd have to push like foreign TV.
Foreign TV shows.
That's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, sports news and stuff made overseas or reruns.
But I think even sports, I think at a certain point, like sports are pretty close to doing the same fucking thing. Especially when it comes to like college. You know, they're really close to like really pushing. Can we get paid for our shit? Because they should get paid.
Well, they changed it. They do have some new laws for paying and accepting some endorsements, which I'm all in favor of. But
it shouldn't be beyond endorsements. It should be just like if you have my likeness in a video game. If you're gonna come to see me play a sport and you're paying to get into the fucking stadium, you should get a cut for that.
Yeah,
that's not unreasonable.
It is not unreasonable, and I'll just say it. I mean, it's really about in terms of true revenue, though. We're talking about basketball and football. You know, those are the money makers for paying for everything else. You know, you want to do underwater basket weaving or water polo or whatever. Well, the football team pays for that, you know, in one game, one home game. And that's how it is at almost every big school.
Well, it does, but also like we also need to like throw in the caveat of the football coaches and baseball coaches and all that shit. They get paid way more than any of the teacher, which is amazing to me. Like that should literally be like illegal. Like you shouldn't have the coach of a fucking a sports team getting paid more than a teacher that is teaching you actual life skills.
Yeah,
because to me, like sports, it's not it's a skill, but it's not a fucking life skill because you can lose your this is one of the reasons why I didn't go to college to play college sports, and I was and still am a pretty decent athlete, like because you can lose that shit so fucking quickly. Like you can break your leg, you can fucking do a number of things can happen, but unless you have a serious like brain injury, your intelligence is going to be there for a while. and it's way more important to build upon that than it is to build upon your physical body, in my opinion. So
yeah, for real. I was gonna say that like some of these high schools, like mainly, first thing I think of is Texas, but some of these high schools in like Texas, like football is so big there
it's California
that these
too.
schools have like giant fucking football fields, and these coaches are making like buku bucks. When it's like, yo, these teachers are seeing a dime of all this. Like,
Well, I'm
yeah, there's
sorry.
parents coming out to these events,
When
but
Blue says
they're
buku, he's talking about these coaches are getting paid millions of dollars, and the other teachers in those schools are getting paid like not even $100,000 a year.
I'm gonna see if I can find some stats on that.
Yeah, oftentimes that is definitely the case. But I'm all in favor of all of them joining together. But back to the reality stars or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're old enough, obviously you've seen other strikes, and the networks just saying, well, we're going to give you Survivor and Biggest Race and Biggest Loser and all. They blew up everything having to do with reality TV. And some of it worked, some of it fucking didn't. We did get Flavor of Love, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your point of view. But I hope this writer strike ends with them getting paid for not just the writers but the actors as well. You also got to remember this too. It is relatively cheap for them to give in the studios and give them what they've actually asked for. They have the money. They really do.
Yeah, if you think they don't have the money, like just look at their profit margins. Like
Yeah.
over the past especially over the past like 5 years, their profit margins have skyrocketed. If you don't understand what profit margins mean, it means that after they pay out everything else, it's the shit that's left over. It's just extra fucking money.
Yep.
All right, it's extra money that they're exponentially getting more over the past few years, and it's because basically fucking wage theft. And because they're not paying their people enough, enough money. So,
but there should be like I was gonna say it should work like if you worked on this movie or this production and it made a certain amount of money, like there should be like some kind of like bonus or like some kind of stipend, I think is the right term, that the writer should get for the work that they did on this.
Well, they're supposed to get paid royalties, right?
I mean, yeah, because I know part of SAG, like you get if like an episode or something airs, you get like some kickback, but it's like,
well, the thing is with Prodigy, I'll bring you back in a second, man. Sorry. The problem is though is when it comes to reality shows, there's no fucking writers. Right.
That's true.
But they're also not paying the people that are acting or not acting that are in these fucking reality shows. They're not paying them anything. Like they're like the person that made that one what was it called? It was the Love Is Blind.
American Idol?
No, Love Is Blind from fucking Netflix, which is like ridiculous show, which I will never watch because I fucking hate the concept. But he got paid. It was like $10,000. In the show, and also like the NDA that he signed, if he quit the show without a producer's consent, he would have had to have paid $50,000 to the studio.
That sounds like so. Little fun fact: when I did American Idol, I had to sign an NDA that basically talked about like if I talked about the show like within the first 10 years of being part of it, they could sue me for $5 million.
Oh, well, you're good.
Even though I wasn't getting paid and no money. It's been like 23, 24 years since I've done it. So, yeah, American Idol.
Good now?
That. Yeah, I'm good.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was just going to say that contracts are often really terrible and predatory. And here's the other thing, too, that there is too many millions of people that want to be on television that are too desperate. To just sign anything. That's where the imbalance in power is. But when it comes to the reality stuff or the screen actors or the writers, the reason that you have a studio is because consumers like us, we've talked about TV shows, movies, anime, all that other stuff for years and years and years before this show began. It's because people want to watch your content. They love the actors. They love the story. They love the whatever the fuck it is. We don't give a fuck about the fucking CEO of HBO Max or
really
Disney.
Don't.
Like, none of it. No fan of Marvel movies or Harry Potter or what gives a single solitary shit about the board of directors on any of these studios. They just don't. There's no fans of them. Nobody's dressing up like them at any cons or anything like that. So we will fucking see.
As a kid, only reason I knew about I can't think of his name anymore. But the the CEO of Warner Brothers was because the Animaniacs used to make fun of him all the fucking time.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, and I think the other thing I was hearing about it, fact check me if I'm wrong on this, but even some of the visual effects people are rumored to be considering going out on strike as well.
Yeah, I think
and I'm all in favor.
This is a new workers' rights revolution, which is good because this is the perfect time to do it. Because AI, not right now, but in the near future, is going to be a serious issue. And I think this is a good time to do that, and especially seeing all these record profits. Y'all don't find it odd that we went through a pandemic, and corporations got record profits? Just think about that logically. How is that fucking possible?
And for streaming, just to be clear, because obviously streaming is huge. It's really most people do it, whether Netflix, Disney, whatever. The deals aren't like they were for Friends and Frasier and The Cosby Show and Simpsons and all that, where you do a rerun of I Love Lucy and so gets paid in perpetuity. That's not how it fucking works in streaming. You can have a fucking hit show. They'll hide the fucking numbers. You don't quite know how much. Yeah. So they better lock that shit up right now, in terms of having something that's more fair for the people who are writing and acting.
And it's happened before. This is why we have syndication and stuff like that. It's they fought for their rights before, and this is the same thing, where some new technology happened. So back in the day, when TV started to get big, that's when you saw the last writer strike, right, and actor strike, because people weren't getting paid royalties at all, and so that's when you got the term royalties that came up because of the last strike that happened. Well, probably a long time, probably strike ago. But it's that was the last major one, where everybody was just we're not doing shit until you pay us better, and that's when they got royalties, and that's when people started actually getting wealth from this again. Which, again, I'll say, people might complain that these people are getting paid millions of dollars, but it's listen, I get paid more than probably 98% of the people on the planet get paid. I'm not fucking rich by any means, but I live a certain lifestyle to where I need to get paid a certain fucking amount of money, and it's the same thing with all these famous actors and even not famous actors and even writers. They live a certain lifestyle that they've built up to. Just imagine any of you that are listening to this fucking podcast. If I decided to pay you 50% of where you're getting paid now, how would you live? And this is what you love doing. Could you do that?
Let me put it to you like this. Unless you came from a famous acting family, where your dad or your mom were actors or directors or writers, and you're old Hollywood or whatever, unless that was your background, I can guarantee you came from fucking absolutely nothing and were making fucking jack shit working at a diner and something to make ends meet when you first started in the industry. That's how everybody fucking gets on. And so the majority aren't making shit. The majority, and it's not always young actors too. It can be any age. If you're new, you haven't established yourself, you haven't gotten a great, a discography basically, or movie, movie lists on IMDb, then you're eating fucking bologna sandwiches and shit and top ramen. A lot of people are fucking struggling.
Yeah, I think Samuel Jackson started off really young.
Yeah, well,
or he was really old when he became it when he
what
first.
What's funny is that if you look at Samuel L. Jackson when he first debuted, he looks older then than he does now.
Yeah, he does. Yep. I guess his first movie was Coming to America.
That's probably not his first, but it's probably close.
Let me see. I'm looking at it right now.
Something like that. But and the other thing is, there's a lot of actors. Good.
No, his first time he was in was Together for Days in 1972.
Yeah, he's fucking old.
Yeah. he was one. I guess he was in his late 30s when he did that role.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he can afford lotion. Now he's all right. I'm just saying. That's every black person's secret. It's just literally lotion.
Dude, there's a lot of black actors, like, once they become famous, they change. Like, if you look at Kevin Hart looks younger now than he did when he first started doing comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, that money will reverse the clock. Hey, by the way, this is a stupid segue and shit, but how do I say this without giving it away? So, the famous black male actor from Training Day, how would you pronounce his first name?
Denzel Washington?
That's how you would say it, right?
Yeah, Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
So
I know how you say
that's it. That's how I had heard it all my entire life, exactly how you said it.
Oh,
tell me why. Tell me why. What I see some interviews, where it's actually pronounced. How does he say it? Denzel.
No fucking way. Okay. Get out of here.
All right.
And I was like, you can't do that after you being famous for 40 years.
Yeah. Okay. So let me give you a little bit of a Cronus opinion. So sometimes, if you're in America, not even just sometimes, probably all the time, if you have a name that is not common, so like my name, I'll give you a perfect example. My name, I pronounce it Rasan only because, there you go, you get my actual real name. Because it's difficult for other people in America to say, but it's Rasan. There's like a thing on there.
It's not Rasan Gun.
Yeah, it's
sorry, dude. I had to do it.
I can't even like say it's hard for me to like. It's even hard to me to pronounce all the way because there's like a Rasan in there. So I can understand the reason why he would probably just ignore people mispronouncing his name for forever because I do the same thing.
I feel like I've heard him say his own goddamn name that way, though.
You've also heard me say my name the same way.
Yeah, so but
but that's not the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
Here's my thing, though.
Yeah, but
once you've said it and the world has said it for 40 years and you're famous?
No.
That's it.
No, it's not because you're basically I'm actually going to side with him. Because I think that you make people more comfortable saying your name when it's easier for them to pronounce. And when you tell them the way that you're supposed to pronounce it, and people are just like, oh, this is the reason why when I was like a kid, I fucking hated my name. Because nobody, even like the normal like white way to say it, like people would just like mispronounce it. Teachers, everybody would fucking mispronounce it. So I understand why earlier he would say it's just Denzel. Like, I get it.
I completely get people mispronouncing names. I've been there. I totally get it. I also get the whole aspect of correcting, saying I want it pronounced like this.
Dude,
you can do it if you can. If you can say Schwarzenegger, you can get there.
Nope, you're missing it, man. You're totally missing it. It's fucking exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. Salim, I'm sorry. I said your fucking government name. Go to the Middle East and then see how they pronounce your name, and then come back to America and tell everybody that that's how you pronounce your name. And then
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If it's important to you, you either say that this is it or this is it, or here's the other thing too. If it was never important, if it was never important to him for 40 years, then why is it important now?
It can, because he's older and he's tired of hearing his name mispronounced.
What?
That's probably the reason why. This is the thing, man. Is just like you would just let people giving concessions to people to like just be recognized. I understand that. I really do. Like a lot of us do it. Like a lot. How many times have you heard somebody mispronounce some shit, and you're just like, oh, fuck it, whatever.
Well, I think that. Go ahead, Blue.
Well, no. So probably I found there's a video clip of it's Denzel. That's how you pronounce it. Where Denzel Washington was on the BBC shows. I don't know what fucking show this is. Where he pronounced how you actually say his name, but his video's from 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and
look, he
yet
got sports with. Go ahead.
It was a Graham Norton show. That's the show he was on.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the way you pronounce it. And I think Raven Simone also came out and said the way you pronounce her name is wrong. I don't even want to fucking try to say her name, but yeah, I mean, I agree with both of you guys. Like, yeah, it's exhausting hearing your name constantly butchered all your fucking life. You're just fucking just roll with it. But then also it's like you gotta kind of correct people. Fuck it, correct them. Let them fucking know, like, that's not my name. Like,
but
people
it's still like when you
if it's important, if it's important to you, if it's not important to you, I'm for people doing what they feel. But if it's not important to you, then
Prodigy,
go ahead.
It can still be important to you, but if you're just like, if somebody's still mispronouncing your name constantly, it's just like how. I'll give you my perfect example from my own life. When I say my name in the fucking whitest way as possible to people that I work with, and they still mispronounce it, it's like, how many times do I need to stop a fucking meeting and be like, hey, that's not how you say my name.
Shit.
This is how you say my name. For fucking, I've worked at this place for 13 fucking years.
Yeah.
How many times do I need to stop somebody to say that? You tell me.
Yeah, so my response to that would be, because I've experienced people mispronouncing my name. I take it, I think it's important. I've stopped people. I've stopped meetings where there was 30, 40, 100 people in there. No, it's pronounced this way. And then kept it going. If it is important to you, then I don't have a problem with doing that.
I mean, it is important, but still, like I said, like I'm not going to stop every fucking meeting that I'm in. Especially like, well, I think one of the other things is though, like I deal with like, actually no, you do too. People that are outside your organization that are gonna do shit like that. It's like I'm just not. It's fucking exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. And I can guarantee you,
I get that.
Prodigy, when you hear your name the way it's supposed to be pronounced, go to the Middle East, and then just imagine saying it the way your name is supposed to be said. From the Middle East to like every single white person in America, like it'd be even more exhausting.
And I've definitely heard that this is the way I prefer it pronounced. That's it.
But you could also just be pronouncing it incorrectly too. So,
but like I have like,
you're just gonna keep it rolling.
Go ahead.
You're just gonna keep it rolling.
I'm gonna keep it with the way
so
I want it. No, but it's the one. It's the version that I'm not going to switch it up and say, "Oh no, I want it pronounced this way."
Okay.
So for me, I have a biblical name. My name is from the Bible. Blue's in the Bible. Just let you know, that's my real name. But yeah, when people call me like the shortened version of my name, like,
oh, that is true.
I have two versions. Like there's multiple ways you can say my name. My
Blue does not like the other way.
No, I hate it so much. Like I will correct you, but it's like, I don't know. It just kind of irks me to hear it that way. Like that's not how you say my fucking name.
But hold on, let me just be okay. Let's just be honest. Your name is it's like a white accepted name, both ways to say it.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like way easier for somebody to just like, oh, I can just say this way, and just like it's an accepted thing. I think with both me and Prodigy, like our names are, they're not Anglo-Saxon. Yeah. They're not fucking. They're names from the Middle East. They're derived from Arabic names. So.
Yeah, and it's fine. We're not always going to agree. I get that.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at you, man.
But it's
he's gonna come over and set your couch on fire.
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
Stick to it one way. That was wild for me, but it is what it is. He's gonna be who's gonna be. Obviously, I still love that actor. He's great, but I don't know.
Yeah, Denzel.
What's interesting is like, when is the last time you heard him say his own name?
It's been a while, but I feel like there have been times where he's introduced himself when he's like speaking to a group of uh not fans really, but like doing some charity work. I'm the blah blah blah. I'm Denzel Washington. Blah 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 blah.
Well, okay. Either way, oh, actually, no, just not either way. I will say that at least for me, like I didn't understand the way I was supposed to pronounce my name until I went to Kuwait and then to Iraq, and that's when, because like that's where my name is from. It's from the Middle East, and that's when I understood like how to actually say it. And I'm not gonna sit there and correct uh, every single, because like for me, it's difficult for me to say the right
I
way.
get it.
And it takes time for especially other people to like understand like how to actually say it. So I get that. Maybe he got to the same thing. I don't fucking know. Maybe he did.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't even know where the name originates from, but we will see. All right. What else we got?
Kind of jumping back to going back to Denzel Washington. He's named after his father, and he I was trying to listen to him he was on GMA talk about his name, the origin of his name, and he talked about why he started to go by Denzel. But he didn't go too much into it. But yeah, he is named after his father. FYI.
There you go. Did you guys end up?
Some of these topics?
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say. Go ahead, Blue.
No, go ahead. No, I was looking at the topic. I was like, damn, we haven't touched on anything on this list. I mean, there's
some stuff is old.
We talk about some political stuff. Yeah.
Some stuff is old. Did you end up seeing either one of you Ninja Turtles? Mutant Mayhem?
Yeah, I got to take my daughter to see it. Like, I want to actually maybe I'll watch it on Saturday. Even though we're gonna go to Stone, but that's later in the day. So maybe we could do that in the daytime. Just go take her to watch that because I'm pretty sure she has no idea what the fuck ninjas or turtles. Well, no, she knows what turtles are, but definitely Ninja Turtles.
She doesn't know about ninjas and teens.
Yeah, ninjas, teens.
And
no, she knows about ninjas. No. She knows about turtles and teens. That's it. So, a third of this movie she has no idea about, or mutants. So that's half. All right, half of this movie she has nothing about. I think she'll love it. Yeah, can I tell you an embarrassing story right now?
Mm-hmm.
I went to go watch the first Ninja Turtle movie, the live action one with the ninja rap. Was that the first one?
Oh, go ninja, go!
Wait, was that for one or was that two?
I thought it was two. Anyway,
I think vanilla.
I watched one of the fucking two with my dad, and I remember I walked out of the movie theater and I was fucking so pumped that I tried to do like a somersault over the fucking like the movie theater like line thing, you know, like the what do they call it thing, like the rope.
The rope.
Yeah, and I fucking totally like ate it over this fucking rope and like made the fucking things knock over, and I was just like, I was too young to be embarrassed, but now I feel embarrassed. And my dad just like looked at me. He didn't say anything, but I was just like, yeah, you know, whatever. I'm like a kid, so I was embarrassed as a kid.
I tried jumping off my roof with an umbrella after watching Mary Poppins. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, that doesn't.
But it was onto a mattress, so I wasn't that dumb. There's some check and balances in that. But yeah, I plan on trying to watch maybe Blue Beetle next week. But yeah, I don't know when I'll be able to watch Ninja Turtles. Probably wait for that to come out on for it to be streaming. So I can't say Blu-ray or VHS.
Physical media is fucking dead. Prodigy, was it good? Do you recommend it?
Actually, I do. I really liked it a lot. It had these voice actors that were all pretty much in their teens or maybe super early 20s.
Except for, Ice Cube, because, he's a whole ass adult.
Well, for the Turtles themselves. Yeah, for the Turtles themselves, they were all super young. And that was kind of fucking cool. And just in terms of their voices and the writing as well, just felt like some shit that you'd hear from some teens. It doesn't follow some of the traditional stuff. I can't even say traditional stuff because I've never really read the OG comics. I read like Last Ronin and I love that. but some of the traditional stuff like the 80s and 90s cartoons per se, but I'm fine with reinventing some stuff. You still get the sense of all 4 turtles' personalities. It just fucking works. And now I'm not saying it's as good as Across the Spider-Verse, but it's solid, man. It's a good solid, I don't know, 8 something for me, low 8, like 8.1 or 8.0. Really, really good.
I look at for me with like the Ninja Turtles, like it started to get weird when they started to like kind of separate the way the turtles look, because like back in like the 80s, like the turtles, they all looked the same. They just wore like different color fucking headbands or whatever. But then like once like, you know, Leonardo kind of became more slim, Raphael got more bigger and bulkier, Michelangelo kind of became like I mean, he was kind of like a surfer guy to begin with, but they kind of made him smaller. Like he became the smallest of the Ninja Turtles. But then Donatello became like the super skinny geek nerd that needed glasses. That's when I was like, what are you guys doing with this? But after like seeing like some of the Nickelodeon, like what's their last animated version of the Ninja Turtles, I was like, yo, they did this show pretty fucking popular. But like the live action one they had recently with Megan Fox, I was like, this just doesn't look right. Like this isn't the Turtles I grew up with. But yeah, I definitely want to check out the Ninja Turtles one, because I mean Ninja Turtles is like a childhood staple for pretty much all of us.
For real. So we'll
see
about
at
that.
The box office. Their budget was 70 million, and they made 137 million so far, which is, I mean, they made their money back, almost double their money. I mean, minus whatever they made for advertising, but
hey, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's some big blockbuster like fucking Barbie and shit, but it's solid all the way down. But yeah, we will fucking see, man. I will say this, man. We are a few hours away from my big ass shit with One Piece live action on Netflix dropping, man. I got some good feelings about this.
I know tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I know I have said for years on this show there's no good live action anime adaptations. I stand by that. There really are none. I do not care what obscure one you want to pull out of your hat that didn't nobody watch. There's none that have been big and widely acclaimed. If this does it, man, that's historic as fuck. And there's been some already positive reviews from people who have been at the premiere and some early critics. So we shall see. I think this is going to be a big fucking deal. Mark my words.
I don't know. After what Netflix did to Death Note, like I'm like, okay, yeah, you guys can sit on a spike and spin.
Yeah.
They really fucked that up.
Well, dude, I mean, it was Ghost in the Shell. It was Death Note. They've done a Bleach one. They've done Cowboy Bebop. Dragon Ball.
I like. We don't talk about Dragon Balls. Dragon Balls, fucking Avatar. Yeah, there's a lot of ones they fucked on, but Cowboy Bebop wasn't that bad, and the Japanese adaptation of animes are decent, even though what's the name was horrible. Attack on Titans, not Attack on Titans. Yeah, Attack on Titans I heard was really bad. But when it comes to like American adaptations of anime, that's when it's like it gets all bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one, the good news is it has Oda, who wrote the manga, like producing. He's ripped up a whole bunch of scripts. He's had people reshoot scenes. So he's been heavily involved in this shit. And I think it's just going to be fun, man. You know, Luffy has always been of Brazilian nationality, but they found this really great Mexican actor that just kind of fits the bill. So we'll see. You know,
so that's kind of a cool thing, like the fact that, you know, they're sticking to, I guess the not ethnicity, but like kind of being close to it, where like here, like when they do like a live action something, like for example, like Light from Death Note, like they had some random ass like white guy play him when Light was like a Japanese character.
the worst will always be where they mispronounced Ong in fucking the Avatar movie, and that wasn't that a white actor too?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But also for like
M. Night Shyamalan fucked that up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a live action one coming out soon for Netflix, right? Like that's not directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. It is. I think maybe next year though, because I haven't seen a whole lot of trailers. We'll see what happens. I mean, look, we talked about this a million times on here in terms of video game movies, and obviously there's been a resurgence with some high quality big bangers. Super Mario did really well. Detective Pikachu, and Sonic.
Oh, that was really good. Sonic, yeah.
Those have been hit after hit, really. So we'll fucking see, man. I'm excited. What else we got on the list?
Did any of you guys watch? I know Kronos, your Canadian girlfriend, was in a series on Disney Plus. Have you had a chance to watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched like all 3 episodes. The first 2 were good. The last one was good too. I really enjoy it. What the funny thing is, I was watching it and I was like, oh man, this is like a lot of Star Wars Rebels, like references too. But then I also thought, like, in the first Star Wars movies, which started in episode fucking 4, not episode 1, episode fucking 4, which is super weird that nobody even talks about. They talk about the fucking Clone Wars and shit like that, which like nobody has any idea what the fuck all that shit was about. So just be glad that in Ahsoka, that everything they're referencing, you can just go back and fucking watch. You can go back and watch Star Wars Rebels and see what they're talking about with like all these people, including Admiral Thrawn and all these other characters. So don't like judge it too badly because like I said, Star Wars has always been referencing shit that didn't even fucking exist. But in Ahsoka, this shit does exist. You can go watch it.
So how does it compare to like your Mandalorian, your Boba Fett, like the other Amazon series, or not Amazon, Disney Plus Star Wars series?
Yeah, so I would say it's a mix between like not even the Mandalorian. It's probably a mix between what's that other fucking show with the
one that just came out recently, right? I can't think of what's called.
Yeah. What's the name of the Jesus Christ? One of the best Jedi's ever.
Oh, you're talking about the Rogue One spinoff?
No. Obi-Wan. It's like a mix between like Obi-Wan and fucking the God damn it, Prodigy fucked me up again. Not your fault. It's my fault. I can't remember the name of the fucking shows. What was the really like great Western, right? Fucking Star Wars show?
The one that
had no Jedis in it.
Old Republic.
Rogue One.
No, not Old Republic or Rogue One. People are getting so fucking angry with me right now, and all of us right now about the show that was on fucking Disney that
Empire.
was so awesome.
Wait,
no, not fucking Empire. Like, what the fuck, man? See, we're all fucking this up. It's not just me, so I guess fuck this entire podcast. It's the one that we all fucking love to watch. It was about spies and shit.
I never got to watch. I never got around to watching it.
I'm looking it up. God damn it, I'm blanking. Jesus Christ, this is bad.
Yeah, this is terrible. Like, seriously,
this is really bad. I really love the show.
Yeah, it's like it's the best Star Wars show.
It is called The Mandalorian. No, wait, no, Clone Wars. No.
Jesus
Christ!
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, Andor.
Thank you. God damn it. Everybody else in the fucking... There we go in the chat. Damn. This is how long we took to take this. We got fucking 4 people in the chat. Like, Andor, you stupid motherfuckers. Yes, Andor. It's like Andor and fucking Obi-Wan smashed together.
And
you know what it is? We can't talk shit about Mitch McConnell. We had a fucking brain fart.
We had a fucking brain aneurysm on the fucking podcast. All of us. 3 dudes, aneurysms.
We're like, you know that one show that's Star Wars, but not the other show.
Yeah. Jesus
the name of this episode should be called Andor. Do you know it, motherfucker? So little Samuel Jackson in there.
God damn.
Oh my God.
That's bad. That's literally one of my favorite shows too. Like that's embarrassing.
Also, I need to say for Mr. Weekend Pussy, he mispronounced. Or he said Andor right the first time, but then also with the E on the other one. He said Andore like it was a fucking cologne. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would rock some Andore.
Some Andore. There we go.
Some Andore will get you some weekend.
Yeah, Andore gets you weekend pussy. It's got all the best fucking Jedi pheromones.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we were super stupid about forgetting the name, so sorry.
And it's only 3 episodes in, right?
3 episodes in. I could talk about the
8?
first 2. They're pretty good, honestly. I mean, y'all know me. I'm a huge fan of Rosario Dawson, my Canadian girlfriend. I think she is quite beautiful, and anything that she's in, I will likely watch, but not everything because I missed a bunch of her shit. But her in this show, it's fantastic. The references to the Rebels is fantastic for me. I don't mind at all. I know that some people might be kind of lost, but like I said before, I go back to, in the first Star Wars movies, they talked about the fucking Clone Wars, and people were just like, let's keep it rolling. It's, sci-fi. I think in any single movie or show reference, there's going to be things referenced like prior to that show or movie that you might not get. And this is a good example, but also, like I said, you can go back and watch them. The action is good. The drama is good. Actually, the acting is okay. The drama is good. Or the action is good. I fucking love it so far. What do y'all?
Do you need to follow? Do you need to watch Star Wars Clone Wars, like the original animated series?
You don't have to watch any of it. No.
Or what about the Rebels?
I mean, you probably should, but you don't have to. Like I said, that's why I mentioned like the original Star Wars starting at episode fucking 4.
Yes, true.
You don't need to watch the other shit because it's still enjoyable. They're gonna make references to like obscure characters that you probably don't know, but you'll probably meet them somewhere in the show.
Just buckle up and go along for the ride. That's what I did with Andor.
Just enjoy Rosario Dawson's fine ass with their tentacle head thing and makeup and the green. I'm just saying, gets me going.
And how's the costume and the CGI and the makeup and all that? That looks good on there.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, she looks great as Ahsoka. Okay. So, what it's
funny, being a generation.
Go ahead.
Like I said, being a generation that grew up on like Star Wars and Star Trek and all the different sci-fi shows, like, being interested into a chick that has tentacles isn't really that odd.
Yeah,
especially anime fans.
She's okay with ass to mouth. I'm just saying. She said it publicly in a movie. I'm just saying.
That is true.
Clerks too.
Yeah.
Good shit. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to check some of that out. We should have a fucking long weekend coming up, which is really fucking good. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be hot as fuck. Might as well enjoy some Labor Day festivities with some fine ass Rosario doing her goddamn thing.
Yeah, I think enjoy Ahsoka because I think that once we had Andor, and Andor is obviously for me it's like the top tier for the Star Wars universe, but it had literally no Jedis in it.
Yeah.
So if you miss your Jedis in Andor, watch this.
Yeah.
It's not Andor, but it's got some Andor elements in it. It's got some spy shit. It's got some deep backstories. It has really good character development. I enjoy it.
There you go. Good shit. What else y'all got on here that we should touch upon? Oh, I will say this. Hold on, let me go. Did anybody check out remember Birdbox? They did the sequel, Barcelona.
That horrible fucking movie.
Watch the sequel. Yeah, I didn't watch.
You didn't like Bird Box?
I didn't watch the Bird
No.
Box. I haven't.
I hated Bird Box.
With, like horror movies. Like I don't like
this.
Dude, Bird Box is not a horror movie. It's horrible. It's a horrible movie. It's what it is.
A horror movie.
God damn.
What is it called? Bird Box what?
Bird Box Barcelona.
Barcelona. I think it's a prequel to the series, to the movie.
It felt like a sequel to me, but it's more thriller, I would say, with some light horror elements. But you don't really see shit. There's a little bit of gore with some people killing themselves, but it's more thriller than anything else. But hold on, Blue, you didn't like Bird Box at all, though. What's up?
No, I gave Bird Box a really fucking low rating, like a 1 or 2.
God damn.
Yeah, Yeah, it was a dumb movie. They never really showed the creature. Like the whole premise of it didn't make any goddamn sense. It was I really didn't like it. Like I don't even want to go back and watch it again. That's how dumb it was. Like even at the end with like the little kids when like the monsters like talk to them to get them to like look this way and stuff like that. It's like this is all fucking dumb. They ended up like at some place where everybody's like blind. Like it's and the scene where they go down the river and they ain't got no you're bringing up old fucking hatred for this fucking movie. Like the scene where they go down the river and everybody's fucking blindfolded. How you gonna go down a fucking river blindfolded? You need to see.
Poorly.
Like you fucking dumb.
You go down it really poorly. That's how that goes.
And like the part where they go to the grocery store using like the cameras on the fucking or using like the navigation system to kind of get their way there. But like literally the guy earlier was watching like a video feed and ended up fucking killing himself even though he was tied up. Like it was fucking dumb. And then MG Kelly is like having sex with some random chick in a goddamn garage. That was probably like the best scene. But then they end up fucking like leaving and dying. It didn't make any goddamn sense. And the black guy ended up dying because of some.
That's obvious.
I can't remember exactly why I hated that movie. I just remember hating it.
You did hate. You hated on real bad. I love that shit. I thought that shit was fucking suspenseful and fun. But in this one, basically, they're in fucking Spain and shit with this, and there's an interesting twist. There's nothing like the first one in terms of the creatures and what they're all about.
Are they about tentacle rape now?
It's not sexual, but there's definitely some murders that go pretty badly.
All right.
I'll just say that. Yeah, real badly. It's fun all the way around. All right. Y'all want to wrap it? Because I'm getting a little tired tonight.
I'm actually kind of tired too. There's more stuff I want to talk about, but yeah, because I really want to talk about the Immortals of Avium.
Ooh, let's save that. Let me catch up a little. Yeah,
it's like old school video game.
There you go.
Which I can appreciate.
I like it. Old school. Blue, what you got popping this week? Goddammit.
Oh fuck! What am I doing this weekend? Nothing too. I'm gonna try to watch Ahsoka. I'll probably watch it right after the podcast because I've been really wanting to watch it since it dropped. I'm glad that I thought it's only gonna be like 2 series, but like now looking and seeing that it's actually 8 episodes. I don't say episodes. I'm gonna check that out. I also need to watch Avatar 2 because that's on Disney Plus. It's been on it for a while, and I haven't had a chance to check that out. Gaming wise, not too much, man. My PS5 is sitting on there just fucking collecting dust. I haven't played a game since Spider-Man 2.
Like you got a family or something.
Yeah, right. I'm fucking just constantly fucking busy. Last weekend I went down to Fraction Brewery in Alameda, which I've never been there before. And man, that place is cool. Like it's got a beautiful view of the bay. Like you can overlook San Francisco. And I've been to Alameda. If you didn't know, Alameda is it's basically like a kind of like an island.
It is an island,
I would say.
Yeah,
it's like an island. It used to be like a former Navy or
Naval base.
Navy base. Yeah. So like if you look at it from the map, you can see like where the runways were for planes to land. But like all those hangars been converted to like different businesses. And Fraction has they brew beer there, which is awesome. But yeah, well, we went to a vegan festival that was there. If you didn't know, the Sweetness is vegan. I'm vegan by association, but I'll still eat fucking a burger or meat or whatever. But I was driving around. There's actually a lot of breweries there. Like I think Almanac is there as well in Alameda. St. George, Hangar 1 is there. St. George, I think they make gin. They're there. But yeah, I was like, wow, I'm really surprised all these things are there. But that was actually pretty cool to check out. I'm still on the job hunt. Had some shit fall through today, which really fucking sucked because I was really hyped up about this role. But I mean, I take it as a learning experience. There are certain gaps in my knowledge of like data analyst stuff and like using SQL and Python and all this and Tableau that I was able to learn more about. So it kind of worked out on my end. But yeah, it's still out there on the job hunt. I'm about to start selling feet pics to make ends meet, but
all right.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, other than that, just chilling, watching a little guy grow. He'd be 6.5 or 6.5, 2.5 pretty fucking soon, which is crazy. But yeah, that's about it for me. Back to you, Prodigy.
That's wild. Cornus, what you got?
I'm looking forward to seeing you and the rest of the family on Saturday. That'd be cool. Other than that, I'm still looking for a house to buy and move into. We made a couple offers on some places and they didn't work out. So, yeah. I feel like this is like the last time we're looking for houses and like randomly we underbid on a house, then we got it. So, maybe we'll do the same fucking thing. Yeah. I think once we get our own place again that we own, I will be more comfortable living down here.
Understood.
So yeah,
we get it.
That's all I got for now.
For me, I'm going to try to do some raids with Old Ninja on. I think he wanted to play some Destiny and some Modern Warfare 2. Get on a little bit of that. Meeting up with Cronus and family for some Stone Brewery. Gonna watch this One Piece live action on Netflix. See how that goes. Starting tomorrow. For 8 episodes, and really just enjoy fucking Labor Day, man. I'm just gonna veg the fuck on out and try to get some rest and goddamn relaxation, recuperate and shit. Take us out, Blue.
Actually, one more shit I'm gonna throw in here. Shout out to the Sweetness. We just celebrated our 6-year anniversary. Like, I can't believe 6 years went by already. Right now we're at our. Yeah, we're still together. I mean, it's crazy. Right now we're at the middle portion because we've been together for 12 years. Where the first 6 years were boyfriend girlfriends, and the last 6 years are a married couple. So I think that's very interesting. Anyway, so you just listen to Black and the Black Times Infinity. You can find us everywhere, anywhere by googling us at BeTheMBTI or check us out our webpage at BenHatProductions/BeTheMBTI, or is it Beyond Black and Black Times Infinity? I can't remember. Well, actually, what the website says. Anyways, you can Google us. You'll find us. Yes, we're on SoundCloud, iTunes, or podcast, Podtunes, where the fuck Apple decided to call it. We have an Amazon app where you can find us on there. It'll let you know when we go live. And since we go live every Wednesday at 8:30ish CP time. So don't hold that against us. But yeah, definitely join our chat, and you can be part of the show. We'll definitely shout out your name, make reference to you. Especially if you're the first in the chat, we'll throw your name on the actual podcast. But other than that, we'll check you guys out next week.
I shaved my beard, and I got carded on the first day of shave.
Damn.
It's your baby. Birdbox still sucks.
Peace.